Hello and welcome. My name is Pyra, and this is my first ever Pokemon Ultra Sun and Moon Wi-Fi battle that I'm going to be uploading onto this channel. So, this first battle I got here is an NU tier Wi-Fi battle against someone by the name of Midnight on that I battle off of Discord. A bit of disclaimer before we get into the video. Do we get into the battle? I'm not sure. This is my first time narrating this type of thing, so I'm not really gonna be that well right off the bat. But I'm also not sure how well this is gonna go, or if this is gonna be like a constant thing. This is just something I'm trying out, really. So if you really enjoy and you want to see me keep doing this thing, hopefully at some point in time I get a better camera instead of just using my damn phone. But yeah, this is pretty much it for the most part. So yeah, looking at the two teams, you could clearly see that there's going to be somewhat of a disadvantage between what I have and what he has. But you'll see later that sometimes, like in the animated type, disadvantage kind of changes things for the most part. So let's get into the battle, shall we? Right, so I didn't know what to lead off with, so I led off with my Heliolisk, and he led off with his Magmortar. The only reason I didn't lead off with Rhydon to get out Stealth Rocks is because he has 3 water types and a fighting type. Not really sure how I would handle that. So this was the best thing I decided to lead off with, and I'm Choice Specs with Hyper Voice, and the Magmortar takes it, well, not so good. I was hoping it would knock it out actually. But he goes for the Fire Blast, and me being a fool forgetting that I have dry skin, I took that not so good. But I figured, well, Heliolisk kinda is gonna be the one doing most of the damage here, so I decide to stand and go for another Hyper Voice, hopefully to either kill it or catch something on the switch, and he goes into Lantern instead. So now I'm gonna switch and go into my Cryogonal, because my Cryogonal pretty much tanks any kind of special hit that isn't super effective. It's my special wall basically. So he's going to Volt Switch and go back into Magmortar. I'm not gonna stand here and try to take this thing. I don't even know what type of Magmortar this is. It never really showed what it was. It was either it could have been Expert Belt, but I'm not too sure. So I'm gonna go into Vaporeon here while he fires the Fire Blast, and he actually hits a second one. I wish I had that sort of luck. So I'm gonna get back leftovers while he is going to he actually switches off his move and goes for Thunderbolt. I'm actually surprised I managed to live. I know Vaporeon has a good natural special defense, but I didn't expect to live it. I was actually expecting to switch because I thought he was Specs or something and was locked in, but no, he actually switched up moves. So I knocked it out with Scald while he goes in a Lantern. Probably wants to finish me off with Volt Switch. But I go for the Protect here, not only to scout to see if he actually went for it, but to also see if he was going, but to also get back Leftovers recovery. And I see that he's also Leftover, so he's not really an offensive Lantern. You'll see later on that he's actually one of those, what would you call it? A cleric? Would it be considered a cleric? I mean, it has Heal Bell and it has Volt Switch, so it could pivot and it could heal. So I guess that would technically make it a cleric. But I'm going to Cryogonal to tank the hit, tank anything it throws at me. He goes into Hitmontop on a Volt Switch. So here is where I realized that I kind of don't have anything to handle Hitmontop either. So I decided to just go into my Rhydon since I'm the tank. I'm going to be able to tank anything it throws at me. And that close combat does a whole lot. But he is a bandit, otherwise it would have 2-shot me instead of 3 shots. So he's going to fire off another one while I actually retaliate with an Earthquake, since I know it's not. I was actually hoping it would kill, but even at -2 defense from the close combat, the Hitmontop lived. him on top is kind of, then again, I'm not max attack. So if I was max attack after the -2, it would have obviously killed it, but unfortunately not. And he manages to kill me off with a close combat. So now I'm actually gonna go into Leavani to finish it off. And here I thought that he might have wanted to switch or sack something, but he stays in, I guess, to get rid of it. But then it turns out that he was actually holding Rocky Helmet, which is bad for me because I was focused actually Vanny. And now my focus sash is broken because I took damage from the Rocky Helmet. So now I'm not gonna stay. So now I'm gonna switch up because I don't want to stand and take any more damage than I have to. I need Leavani for later and go into my Cryogonal while he goes for the foul play. That might have actually done a lot to Leavani thinking about it, but Cryogonal has low attack and doesn't have any investment or IV. So I'm actually gonna take foul play really well and go for a Toxic. And actually managed to hit it while he goes for the taunt and stop me from going for any more toxics or even going for the recover actually. So I'm actually gonna stay here and actually fight off this thing because I know with its Furco ability it has good defense but not special defense, so I'm actually gonna fire for Freeze Strike just to see how much it does, and it does okay damage. That's like what, 25% that it did. I'm not too sure, but he actually has knockoff and actually does a whole lot and actually knocks off my leftovers. So now here he makes a questionable play. He goes for the protect, not really sure what for. I'm taunted, so that kind of works for me because it lessens my taunt turns, but it also bad for him because he's poisoned and the poison is gonna get worse. So he tries to double protect. Well, I go for a Freeze Strike and I'm actually gonna knock him out here. I think he wanted a safe switch into a Pokemon, so he decided to get rid of, so he wanted to sack his Persian, but I don't know what, I wasn't really sure about those players here. So he goes into Vaporeon and he actually fires off his Scald. Not really sure why he didn't go into anything else. I guess Vaporeon was his best choice after he lost 3 Pokemon that could take Cryogonal head on, so he's gonna fire off another Scald, burning my Cryogonal. But since the taunt wore off thanks to his stalling, I not only got the recover off, I got the Toxic off. And now I'm gonna be able to recover again here while he actually withdraws the Vaporeon and goes into his Lantern. I decided I actually wanted to stall it out a little bit because I have Freeze Strike. Even though it has good special defense, more than likely I could win it. I could win that situation out unless he somehow got a crit or I ran out of recovers, because I'm not running max power points on any of my Pokemon actually. Yeah, I usually just go in willy-nilly. So while I fire off a Freeze Strike on the Lantern actually does have Feebel, like I said before, and he actually cures the poisoning on his Vaporeon. But again, versus Cryogonal, Lantern doesn't really win, so Lantern actually reveals Protect, which actually surprised me. Not really sure why. I guess he was trying to get back as much health as possible, but it's not really gonna do anything for him. I can't really remember what I did here. I had this battle like 2 days ago. Oh no, I go for the Freeze Strike still. I guess I'm hoping for a freeze because Freeze Strike can freeze. I go for Scald. And as you can see, that damage from the Scald basically does nothing. He's in a losing situation, so he's pretty much trying to duke it out with my Cryogonal until he could get a good switch in. But I actually go for the cover here because I don't want to get too low. I don't want to get too greedy and immediately go for an attack. But he's still gonna be firing off Scalds, and those Scalds are, was that 15 hit points of damage that it did? I'm not sure, but I think he's gonna go for a Protect here to try to get back more HP. No, he just I guess he decided to give up on it, and I go straight for the Freeze Strike. Excuse me. But it ends up living. I guess that was the max that I could do. It would have still ended up living anyway. But he fires off another Scald. I figured that I probably could just finish it off here and just get this over with, but for some strange reason I switch out. I don't know. Oh, now I remember. Since he's going for Scald all the time, I guess I decided to go into Heliolisk to get back some health from dry skin. And I decided to go for Hyper Voice here, if I remember. Yeah, I do. Because I'm not sure, because I know this thing is probably specially defensive, so I know that Surf would probably be a bad idea, especially if we wanted to Volt Switch. Also, this Vaporeon is still alive, so Vaporeon comes in, and I decide to switch up because Vaporeon probably has Ice Beam or something. This Vaporeon is weird because after I switch, he goes for the hidden power, and it's hidden and it hits me super effective. So I'm confused on this Vaporeon because it has Scald and hidden power, but I don't know its other moves. So I decide to protect to see what he goes for again. And he goes for another hidden power. And this hidden power is either electric or grass, but I'm not too sure. So I actually think that this Vaporeon might have been a Scarf Vaporeon because it just strikes me as that way because I don't know. So because he keeps going for that one attack. He doesn't switch it. He didn't go for Shadow Ball either. So yeah, it does move faster than Leavanny, so that tells me that it's Scarf. And here I actually should have just stayed in and gone for the sticky webs instead of just killing the Vaporeon straight out because you'll see here that it was kind of an issue because he goes into his last Pokemon, his Caracosta, and here I'm thinking that this was that Shell Smash White Herb, but when I go for the knockoff, nothing comes off, so that immediately tells me that it's a Z-move Caracosta, and he's able to get off the Shell Smash. Now here I should have the turn before I knocked out the Vaporeon, I should have gone for the sticky webs because had he gone for the Shell Smash, he would have only been at +1, and I would have probably still outspeed it and killed it with the Leaf Blade. But because I didn't, he's now at +2 speed, +2 attack, and he's able to knock out my Leavanny. Also, had I not attacked with Leavanny on the Hitmontop, Rocky Helmet would have still preserved my Focus Sash. So now that the Caracosta is faster than pretty much all of my team, I'm pretty much swept here, and he gets a useless crit on Heliolisk. He's also hitting all of his Rock Slides, which is not good. So we are thinking that maybe there's a chance he'll miss and I could kill him with Freeze Dry, but no, he's fast. He's not only faster, but he also hits his Rock Slide still. That's 3 in a row that he's hit. So I'm pretty much screwed here, so I decided to go into Incineroar to at least reduce damage. It can intimidate. And this is where things get a little bit back and forth, but also pretty interesting because I decided to switch out and go into Vaporeon and I went to Vaporeon thinking that I could come back in and leave him at normal health. I mean, at normal attack, but he actually has the Waterium Z, which actually caught me by surprise because I was not expecting that. But he ends up healing me with Water Absorb. Sorry if anyone heard the notification and thought they were all off. So he ends up healing me, and I go for the Protect now because he probably wants to knock me out. But this also gives me a lot more health. So I'm pretty sure that I can survive a +2 Rock Slide from Caracosta since I'm bold, max defense, max HP. So yeah, and I'm hoping I also don't flinch. But I actually do live it, and I don't flinch, and I go for the Wish here. Now here is the big risky play. He either protect and he Cell Smashes, or I attack and he attacks and kills me and I lose. So I actually decide to go for the Scald while he Shell Smashes, which is probably the luckiest thing that ever happened to me because I could have easily lost. But he Shell Smash, putting himself at -2 special defense, and I fire off the Scald, and I end up knocking him out and winning. So yeah, that was probably the luckiest thing that ever happened to me. That was an accidental big brain play because I was not expecting that. I was actually expecting to lose, so I just decided to go for this Scald thinking that I would have just lost, but it turns out he actually thought that I was going to protect and just self smashed again, probably getting a little bit too greedy. So yeah, that was actually a fun battle. I didn't expect that I didn't expect to win. So if you enjoyed this video, hopefully you will enjoy others that I do plan on bringing. So don't forget to leave a like if you enjoyed the battle, and I'll leave a PS down if anyone wants to see how my team was built. I don't mind if people make fun of the teams or not. I'm not really here for that hyper competitive thing. I'm just here to have fun. So I'll see you next time when I do come back with another battle. Peace.